Even after killing Snoke and taking the mantle of Supreme Leader, Kylo Ren still struggles with forging his own path in the shadow of his family's legacy. His quest to kill the past took Kylo to Fortress Vader on the planet Mustafar, where he was met with Guardians defending the Dark Lord's former home. Once he made it inside, he was greeted by a mysterious figure from Vader's past, one who promises to show Kylo a way forward. "Why are we here, Vinay? This is a nowhere planet," Kylo says as he and Vinay walk through the sands of Tatooine. "Not to Lord Vader, my prince, and therefore not to you," Vinay replies. "Both my grandfather and my uncle left this backwater as soon as they could." Tatooine is a remote planet, that is true, but to suggest that it did not matter to Anakin Skywalker is incorrect. It is where he first met the woman who would become his wife. It is where he was recruited into the Jedi Order. It is where he lost his mother. It is where he took the pain of that loss and first used it to access the dark side of the Force, where he felt its true power. Vinay continues. Darth Vader was not forged solely in the fires of Mustafar. The scorched sands of Tatooine played their role as well. Your grandfather was an inferno. His past was the fuel. Do not dismiss this place, Kylo Ren. Tatooine is important. Without this backwater, you would not exist. How do you know these things? Kylo inquires. Because Emperor Palpatine did. Vader told him many things, confided in him. Palpatine used those intimacies to shape your grandfather into the weapon he was meant to be. And then he used him too, Kylo adds. Well, yes, but in such a wonderful way. May we all be so lucky. In any case, after the deaths of Palpatine and Lord Vader, I used your grandfather's security codes to access the Emperor's files. He kept meticulous records. I believe it was a key to his success. I learned much about Vader's life. My eyes were open to the beauty of his path, his struggle. And now I will share those stories with you, so you too might find your way. His path can be yours. Come, my prince, there is much to see. What is this place? Kylo asks. The Grand Arena of Mos Espa, the site of one of your grandfather's earliest triumphs. Your grandfather was great from the day he was born. Even as a child, his power was apparent. According to my research, only one human has ever won the Bunta Eve Classic, Anakin Skywalker. He did this without training, and he was just 9 years old, and still a slave. That last statement catches Kylo by surprise. What did you just say? Yes, Anakin Skywalker and his mother Shmi were both slaves. But he joined the Jedi Order, Kylo says. He did. The Jedi took Anakin once they understood the scope of his power. Not his mother, though. Shmi, they left in bondage, to find her own way. Of course they did. Kylo grows angry. Yes, but do you not see? From the very beginning, Vader's life was a crucible, unending toil, an existence in chains. It was what he rose above, the blade in his soul, slicing away all that held him back so he might rise to greatness. I am sure you can relate, Kylo Ren. You are also very powerful. I would guess that from your earliest days, you too walked a path of pain. Ren sees visions of his past, playing outside with his mother and father, learning from his uncle Luke, sitting around a dinner table with his family and friends as a boy, riding on Chewbacca's shoulder, flying the Millennium Falcon. Of course I did. Now, Vinay, tell me, I want a name. Who is the person who owned my grandfather? Later, the two stand outside of an old abandoned shop once owned by Watto, the former owner of Anakin and his mother. This was the shop of Watto, Vinay says, your grandfather's final owner, a Toydarian junk dealer. It's ruined, Kylo adds. Vader must have returned here, taken his revenge. No, my prince, your grandfather was focused on other things. He did not kill Watto. But the Toydarian was not Anakin Skywalker's only owner. Watto acquired your grandfather from a Hutt named Gardula. She has a fortress in the wastelands. This should not be the story. Kylo grips his fist. This should be erased. After traveling through Tatooine, Ren would eventually be captured and tortured by Gardulla before having a vision of Vader and eventually using the Force to set himself free, walking away with a new resolve. But I won't go into that, as I really just wanted to focus on the Vader parts of this story and Kylo Ren finding out more of Vader's past. I thought this was a very interesting moment where Kylo learns of his grandfather's former life on Tatooine, being a slave with his great-grandmother. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos covering the continuation of this story, cause Kylo's journey doesn't end here, so let me know if you would like me to cover the other comics in this series as well. As always, thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.